Okay, so back out and about, and I've got some Silberra Pan 50, which is like an alternative to the Ilford Pan F50. And what I'm doing is I've got my Canon T70, and I've never actually owned a lens for it. And I've now bought the what would have been the original lens that would have been sold with it as a package, like from Dixon's. Dixon's was an electrical shop back in the day. They don't exist anymore, or do they? I don't think they do. But anyway, so and it's a 35 to 70 zoom, 3.5, 5.6, and which means now I can give back the lenses to my friend who I borrowed his 50mm and his 28mm. It looks like I'll probably have to buy a 50mm or a 28mm again, because I don't think this lens is that sharp, but we'll see. The other thing is it's got a macro setting. It's not a true macro, but it might be nice to. I'm going to give it try a few shots and see how good it actually does come up close up. It's actually not as good as prime lenses, obviously, being a 3.5, 5.6, but I'm going to see what it looks like. It might be interesting to do a few shots today. The light's not brilliant, especially for a 50 ISO film, but I like Silberra, and yeah, I really want to show people how good these films are, rather than going for your standard Ilford or your standard T-Max Kodak films. There's a whole world of film out there that isn't Ilford, that isn't Kodak, and I really want to try and bring that out. What I also want to try and do is explain why I don't have like a go-to film. And so many people have like, oh, my go-to film is HP5+. When there's the thing I grew up with when I was doing photography was experiment. Experiment with the type of film you're going to use, with the type of light. Experiment with the type of film depending on the situation. What you want to do, what type of style. Are you doing architecture? Are you doing street photography? What works best for you? And it's not a case of having a go-to film. I don't believe that's a good method to have, because, as I say, there are so many 400 ISO films like the Silberra, like the Svema, and the Silberra Pan. There's a whole group of stuff that isn't Ilford or Kodak. So that's what I'm going to try and do more with my video, just take these more unusual films out and show you those as an alternative to the norm. Okay, so I'm back out and about. I was putting my glasses on. So I'm back out and about, and I'm going over to Kempston. I'm walking this time. I want to get this Silberra Pan 50 finished and done and processed, because some shots I want to see that I've taken already. So it's been a few days since I've even been able to take any photographs. I've been quite busy. I know being busy in lockdown is kind of a strange thing. So I'm walking over to Kempston, and there's this monument I took last year. It's basically a war memorial, so I'm going to take some more shots of that with the Silberra. I did it last year on some RPX, some Rolly RPX, which was really cool. Okay, so I've made it here, and I've just taken a few shots. Some I'm quite interested in. I didn't spend much time last year photographing. I'm going to spend a few more minutes looking at different shots. I've got one over here, so if I turn the camera around. So these door handles just here, and the light they're in, obviously the sunlight was on it a few seconds ago, and I think I'll get a nice shot. And I took a partial reading of the centre between the two lions' heads to see if I get a slightly different exposure, to get slight separation instead of it just being like a grey. War Memorial, and now I'm just sitting in a park that I do have a lot of fond memories of, and this is a place called Addison Howard Park in Kempston, and Yeah, I'm just come to see if I can get any shots here, and it's a bit bleak to be honest with you. There's a few things I might take a look at. I've got to really finish this roll of film off, so I'm going to try and take a couple of more shots and see if I can get anything of any interest. There's an old house behind me here, but it's all got like fences up around it, and I don't think it'd be any good to take shots off. I may just get one, I'm not sure.